Good evening, namaskar. Sometime back, in fact, I got a call from Prem that about this conference, and the topic was shared with me. The theme of the conference shared with me that building future-ready schools. So I was taken aback that okay, I mulled over it, and couple of days, in fact, I spent thinking about that. Okay, what is it I should be sharing about to make the schools future ready? So I thought that, and I was asked to decide the topic for my talk. So I decided the mindful present, the foundation for the future ready schools. So it's both a privilege and deep joy to stand before you today. And I thank Brainfeed and C4 not just for this platform, but for initiating a conversation that goes beyond ranking into the very heart and soul of why do we do what we do. So my journey in education started way back in 1983 as a physics teacher at Modern School. And it was not to search certainty to physics. When we dwell deeper into the quantum physics, you realize that there is no certainty as such, and there is nothing certain in this world, and it's full of complexities. And complexities uh, always, fascinated me. Yet I soon found that the greatest complexity lay not in any physics theory or any other theory, but in the human spirit sitting before me. Behind a question about Newton's laws, I often heard a more fundamental human question. Do I belong here? Can I succeed? Will my peers accept me if I get this wrong? I realized my true subject was not physics, it was the student. This realization led me not away from complexity but deeper into it. From the intricate patterns of physical systems to the profound complexity of human consciousness through psychology. And that brought me to the ideal that has guided my life's work. Ms. Adams is here. In fact, when I joined school, she in fact presented, in fact, they asked me to share my education vision, and I shared with them. And when I joined school, this was presented to me on the day one. And this is the excerpt from a shloka from Vishnu Puran. And it goes like this: Sa vidya ya vimukte, unto that learning or education which liberates. And liberates from what? From ignorance, yes, but also from fear, lust, greed, from prejudice, and from the narrow confines of a world that values productivity over purpose. Real education must help each child answer life's two most important questions, which all of us know: who am I and what I'm here for? That's the vision, but how do we make it real? We live in a world obsessed with future. In fact, we are talking about future here too. We are told we must prepare students for jobs that don't yet exist using technologies still unimagined. And the intuitive response to race ahead, to cram more into the curriculum, to chase more trends. But this evening, I want to suggest a different counterintuitive approach. It is this: that the single most future ready thing we can do is to be deeply, profoundly, and intentionally present. It is in the mindful present that we build the only skill that truly endure: resilience, empathy, discernment, and self awareness. Let me share what this looks like. When a student is frustrated, not just with the math or physics problem, but with life, we don't rush to give the answer, we pause. We create a space for mindful minute. In that silence, we teach them to breathe, to name their emotion without judgment, to say, I feel overwhelmed. This is not lost time. This is a curriculum of self regulation. You are giving that child a tool that they will use during a future college exam, a challenging job interview, or a personal loss. You are liberating them from reactivity. When two students get into any fight or arguments, we don't simply punish and move on. We lean into the discomfort. We facilitate a restorative circle. We teach them to use I statements to say, I felt hurt when that happened because it made me feel excluded, rather than you always ignore me. This is not a distraction from learning. This is advanced learning in empathy and communication. We are building future leaders who know how to connect, not divide, to heal, not harm. When we use technology, we have been talking so much of AI and it's taking the world by storm. We don't just focus on the output, we focus on the ethics. We ask, what bias do you see in this algorithm? What humanity is missing? How would you rewrite this with more truth? This is not falling behind. This is future proofing. We are installing an ethical operating system, ensuring our children command technology rather than being consumed by it. And these are not just pedagogical techniques, they are practices of survival. In a world, in a world hurtling towards climate crisis, social fragmentation, and ethical ambiguity, our collective survival depends on moving beyond mindless efficiency. If we continue to function mechanically, prioritizing grades over growth and profits over purpose, speed over substance, we risk raising a generation brilliant in execution but blind to consequences. Mindfulness perpetuates inequality, fuels conflict, and plunders our planet. Mindfulness, on the other hand, fosters the awareness of interconnectedness, which is the first step towards healing our world. And this is what liberation looks like in practice, not a grand theory, but daily mindful actions. But this work cannot be done alone. It takes our entire ecosystem, each of us playing a vital role. We are school owners and promoters here. You are architects of possibilities. Your vision and courage create the canvas upon which futures are painted. I urge you to see the highest return on investment is not financial, it is human. A school known for nurturing wise, compassionate, and resilient human beings becomes a legacy, and that is the most sustainable success of all. And for the principals and the school leaders, you are engineers of culture. You translate vision into reality. Your leadership is not about control, but beyond creating an environment where teachers feel empowered to innovate and students feel safe to explore. You protect the time for connection. You model the calm, purposeful presence that becomes the heartbeat of the school. And to the teachers and the educators, you are the soul of this ecosystem. You are the practitioner of liberation. Your mindful presence in a classroom, the way you listen, the way you encourage children, the way you see the potential in them, is what makes this philosophy real. You're not just teaching subjects, you are shaping human beings, and never underestimate your power. And let us always remember those who are not in this room, but are the very reason we are here, the parents and the students. The parents who entrust us with their most precious gifts, and the children who, in their curiosity and wonder, constantly remind us of what truly matters. The ranking we celebrate tonight are snapshot of yesterday's achievements. But education is always about tomorrow. So let us move forward together with clarity and courage, and let us build schools that are not factories for exams, but ecosystem for liberation. Let us value self-awareness as highly as academic achievements. Let us strive to nurture not just brilliant minds, but hearts full of light and clarity of vision. And that reminds me of a couplet from one of the ghazals which was composed by Jagjit Singh, and Jagjit Singh also sang it, and as well as it was sung by Lata Mangeshkar. दर से मेरा दामन भर गया अल्लाह. So there's a couplet, beautiful couplet from there. मैंने तुझसे चांद सितारे कब मांगे, Roshan dil bedaag nazar de ya Allah. I never asked for you for the moon and the stars. Oh Allah, grant me a radiant heart and vision unblemished. So, this is education that transcends time. It is not just future ready, it is timeless. Thank you. Namaste.